happening now. 3 people arrested during a call of a man with a gun. A parolee busted yet again. And a multi-million-dollar hotel may bring 100 jobs to Celeron.
I'm Dakota Hunter in the Weather Center. The rain tapers off, leading to some partly sunny skies, but how long will the sunshine last? I'll have my full forecast coming up.
That's News Now for Monday, July 17th, 2017.
Live and on demand from the Chautauqua Audio Works Studios, where interest-free financing is just a phone call away. This is Morning News Now.
And good day to you. It's 73 degrees with partly cloudy skies. I'm Justin Gould.
And I'm Kyle Helis. Our top story, police seized drugs and a gun during a domestic incident on Friday morning on Lafayette Street,
That's right, Kyle. 3 people were arrested when police responded to a call for a man holding a gun at another person. Juan Jimenez Camacho reportedly fled police during the incident and was charged. 26-year-old Juan Tufino Jr., who police say was identified as the man who held that gun, and 30-year-old Sasha Montanez, and were both charged with a litany of charges ranging from drug possession to endangering the welfare of a child. Now, Tufino was charged a few weeks ago in a pistol whipping on Thayer Street.
Jamestown police say they recovered a stolen handgun on Sunday following an incident in the area of South Main and Newland Avenue. According to a release, 24-year-old Giovanni Torres was arrested after police say they received information from a witness. Torres was booked on felony weapons charges. He's scheduled to appear in court this morning.
A state parolee is in trouble with the law yet again. 23-year-old Daniel McKay was arrested early Saturday morning near the corner of West 3rd and Cherry Streets. Police say McKay was discovered with a quantity of heroin, methamphetamine, and cash. He is facing multiple drug and traffic charges. Next here on Morning News Now, a new hotel is expected to bring nearly 100 jobs to the area.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
The Main Landing Restaurant. Excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view.
Everything's made fresh here. Love to be outside, and it's nice inside if it's raining, so we have a choice.
Locals and non-locals agree that the Main Landing is quickly becoming a destination.
It's just so casual, and just the food is amazing.
I love the hamburgers.
But I really like the tuna I had.
The Main Landing Restaurant. Excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view. A new hotel is going up in Celeron, and that means jobs for local residents. That according to the president and CEO of the project, David Hart.
A payroll in excess of $2 million annually will increase the sales tax and the bed tax, both for the state and for the local district. And we're having some fun developing it too.
Now, Hart said the hotel is expected to be completed next summer.
A man suffered serious injuries after the vehicle he was riding in as a passenger struck several trees and eventually overturned in the town of Mena on Sunday. Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office say they've charged 22-year-old Jamestown resident Christopher Jones with aggravated DWI, an enhancement charge because his blood alcohol level was more than twice the legal limit. Jones was booked and held without bail.
Sports Blitz is next, but first, here's a look at your Skyline weather forecast.
Let's start off today's weather segment with the convective outlook, and the Storm Prediction Center does have the easternmost portion of our region under a less than average marginal risk for severe thunderstorms, and that is mainly for a gusty wind potential. Forecast rainfall over the next 5 days, not really impressive. Most spots picking up between 1/2 and 3/4 of an inch, but it's not going to be a washout like it was last week. We should see several days of dry time in the middle of the week, and I wanted to throw the boaters forecast in here just to point something out. Many believe that 78-degree reading on Lake Erie is not correct. That seems a bit too warm warm. On our end of the lake, the temperature is taken several feet below the water intake near the inner breakwall off Buffalo. Based on neighboring readings and satellite surface temperatures, a more realistic water temp is somewhere in the neighborhood of 72 to 75. There's likely an issue with the sensor, and NOAA is going to look into that this week. Scattered thunder showers ending from north to south today with clearing skies in the afternoon. Highs will top out around 79. A chance for a few scattered thunder showers this evening, becoming partly to mostly clear. Valley fog sets up in the southern tier and in the Allegheny River Valley, lower 60s. And for Tuesday, southern tier and River Valley fog burns off by late morning with plenty of sunshine, highs back into the lower 80s. From the Skyline Weather Center, I'm Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter. Morning News now continues right after the break, so stay with us.
Located in the St. Elmo building in Chautauqua Institution, La Familia Restaurant is more than a restaurant.
So people love the fact that we are committed to the farm-to-table aspect in our produce and focus on sustainability with our seafood too.
La Familia has signature dishes.
Sirloin filet over on the table. Next is our Aegean chicken and cider brine pork chop.
La Familia even has a singing chef. La Familia, fine dining with a family atmosphere. Let them host your special event today. LaFamiliaCHQ.com.
Jamestown's newest vape shop is Cloud City, located at 121 East 2nd Street and open 11 to 7 Monday through Saturday. This cool, fresh environment is a great place to hang with friends and vape. Cloud City's expert staff is here to help. Try their in-house flavor, Cloud City, a delicious marshmallow combination, or their flavor of the day for just $3. Whether you're a first-time vapor or an expert puffer, visit Cloud City today.
Right. Forgive us. We had a long trip yesterday.
Yeah, we did. Pittsburgh is one of the greatest cities in this country, and I've been to many, and lived in many. Tell you one thing about Pittsburgh before we start talking about sports. Well, hell, we're talking about sports right now. But I was assigned to cover the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers back maybe 7 or 8 years ago when Kyle Buller was the quarterback for the Ravens. What a joke that was. They drafted that guy because he threw from his knees. He threw like 70 yards from his knees, and Brian Billick at the time was the coach. He was enthralled by that. He's like, I got to draft this guy, but he's a total bust. Anyway, went to Pittsburgh, went to Heinz Field. Heinz Field was new at the time. And as a credentialed reporter, when they allow you to leave the press box and go onto the field, it's about the fourth quarter during the 2-minute warning. So I was on that field, and I'm like, man, to be a Steeler, I mean, you got shivers going through your body, and your emotions are rushing, your adrenaline, and not so much anymore at PNC Park. Let's make that segue, Matt, because the Pirates suck.
They do. I mean, they're too far below 500. They're 44-48, and with the ups and downs they've had this season, that's actually a pretty good record. But you know, as Dayon talked to us yesterday, the only way they can make it to the postseason is winning the NL Central. They have to surpass the Milwaukee Brewers. And why that is, because the NL West is it's too competitive. You have the Dodgers in first place, then you have the Rockies, who just come out of nowhere. Their roster is basically the same as last year.
But they do that every other year. They do that every other year. They enjoy success, and then it seems they tank it. They'll lose 100 games. And then they'll come back the next year. It's that mile-high atmosphere, so to speak.
And the Diamondbacks are doing the same thing. I don't get it. I don't understand. Same roster.
The West has been long competitive. I mean, you just don't know who's going to come out. Besides the Giants and the Dodgers, could be the Diamondbacks, could be the Rockies. They all jockey for position from time to time. This is that kind of year. Dejan Kochovic is who we were talking about, a former Pittsburgh Post writer. Now, when you talk about the West, Matt, that being so competitive, who will ultimately prevail? Because that race is too close to call.
I honestly still think the Dodgers. The Dodgers, out of all three teams, they have the most experience, veteran-wise, and they, in my opinion, have the stronger pitching staff. But, you know, anything could happen. Nolan Arenado can hit like 20 home runs in the next couple of months, and you know, with a lot of men on base, he won't pull a Bryce Harper. So,
you know. What's your thing with Bryce Harper? I like Bryce. He's a great player. You just think he's cocky, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of things I think about him. I just can't say it on air, honestly.
You know, it's something where, like, I lived in D.C. for a long time. I saw the National Stadium being erected. I mean, Kyle, you know, this guy's money, man.
He is. He's big money.
Yeah, he 44 or like I think 42 home runs a couple of years ago. Justin's sitting here. He's like, what's going on? He likes the way Bryce Harper wears his hat. We likes the way he swings his bat. I mean, this guy. Right. 99 RBIs when he was the MVP in 2015. Could you imagine getting 42 home runs, knocking 99 in, and still you're like, you didn't break the 100 RBI barrier. I mean, it's because nobody's on base that year. He's a solo mission guy.
Where do you think he goes next year? He has 1 year left, remember?
Have to pay him dearly.
Oh,
yeah. Keep him in D.C. He's probably going to be like $160, $170 million to keep.
And I've heard from multiple reports, credible reports I might add, that Harper wants to go to Chicago, wants to be a Cubby.
Oh,
How are they going to afford him?
They'll make room for him. If Harper wants to go anywhere, they're going to make room for him. But honestly, when teams, it's like advertising. Advertisers go where advertisers go, right? So sports players go, free agents go where free agents want to go, because especially when they start winning, everything's better. The food's better, the city's better, the women look better, the plane trips are better. Everything is better when you're winning. Winning cures all ails. It really does.
What do you think about the Yankees this year, though?
They had a doubleheader, right? Yesterday?
Yeah, they just had the doubleheader. They won 3-0 the first game, and then ended up losing 3-0 the second game.
I mean, for me, you know, the Yankees are always a team that you know, I don't want to see the Yankees play poorly, and especially living in New York, like we get to watch the games every night. I don't want to turn on the Yes Network and say, damn.
Yeah.
Yankees are down 5 runs again.
Right.
You know, you hope they come through. But honestly, I think their farm system's a little better than people give them credit for. And I think they're always going to have like a stockpile of talent. They can push up and be respectable on a year-to-year basis.
The one thing I believe that they, direly need is starting pitching.
Right.
We do not have the bullpen to save our starting pitching for the life of us. We're slowly getting better. Dellin Betances pitched in the All-Star game, which he pitched wonderful, 100 miles an hour. I mean, I give these guys credit. How can you swing and hit a ball at 100 miles an hour?
Right.
I can't even think about watching the ball.
But you know, one quick thing I wanted to add about the Yankees is the Yankees are always going to be all right. It's the largest market in the world. They have the Yes Network, which serves as a feeder system. The Yes Network is like a big ATM, you know, for Yankees ownership. And it is a network that launched so many opportunities for the Yankees. So as long as they have the Yes Network, they're going to be able to provide free agents.
And what was that radio host that was
Francesa?
Yes,
yeah.
I loved listening to Mike Francesa in the morning, especially about 7-8 years ago. I was going to New York City often to watch Yankees games. I was across the street from Yankee Stadium in 2009 when they won the World Series. One of the best feelings of my life.
How was that?
Oh, it was incredible. Yeah. I couldn't even imagine explaining to you. I was in the bar and I was literally packed with people. I had to wedge myself.
You were in the bar?
I was in the bar across the street.
Guys. Unbelievable. I've never heard that. Kyle, you were in the bar.
I was in the bar.
Man.
And then which was crazy because you're wedging through people in the bar, and you get outside in the streets and it's just the same.
Yeah.
People are literally riding on fire trucks, police cars, ambulance. The Yankees just won the World Series. Nobody cared.
Yeah, that's like Justin leaving the office every day. We have to fend off his fans. He's like, no autographs. Yeah,
exactly. Phil's out. Well, speaking of sports, I'm going to kill your segment, guys. Pittsburgh sports columnist who left a 6-figure gig at the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette to launch his own website so that he's enjoyed tremendous success. DKPittsburghSports.com creator Dejan Kochevic spoke with WNY News Now during an event in Pittsburgh on Sunday.
I really was looking much bigger picture than where I was actually working about the state of the industry, and I honestly got tired of an environment in which I felt like no matter what kind of work any of us did individually, whether it was me or somebody else in the building at the newspaper, it felt like the industry was still going to decline no matter what we did. None of us was that important. None of us was that significant because of the business model. Much more so than because of anything that was related to, actual journalism or the content.
So guys, yesterday the three of us, Matt, Ryan, and I, had a great time in Pittsburgh. It was definitely a little R&R, but at the same time some business as well.
Sure.
Listening to Dayon and you know, we'll have more later, obviously, today, but just so much wisdom from a guy who's been doing the online news and sports in his case for, what, 5 years now?
2014 is when him and his wife Dolly started DK Pittsburgh Sports.
And Dolly's a doll. She's a wealth of information. That woman was an admissions director for a college. She taught herself how to be a graphics design artist, a video editor, an accountant. Just an amazing story. The Kochovics just so well respected in Pittsburgh and around this country. But I'll tell you what, the term in our business is the lead. It is the lead. The lead in the story is that a writer who basically left on hopes and dreams of achieving a certain level of success has transformed or is transforming on a day-to-day basis the way sports fans get their news. That goes for us too, guys. We are transforming the way people get their news. Newspapers around the country, I'm not going to target this one. I'm going to tell you newspapers in major U.S. cities have closed up shop. They've closed up shop, and they have hundreds and thousands of people have lost their jobs because the digital media revolution is upon us, guys.
And that's happening in the sports world. That's happening in a different city, as we know. We can't say right now what city that is, but it's going to be huge for that city, I'm telling you.
So coming up at 3 today, we have an investigative report, a roundtable about the digital media revolution. It's going to be an all-encompassing conversation. You're going to hear more from Dayon Kochovic. Also, we're going to talk about what the local outlets are doing here and how they're responding to the pressure that WNY News Now is putting on them. All that at 3 o'clock today.
And that's going to do it for today's edition of Morning News Now. Of course, we're back at 3 with that special report, and then we're back tomorrow morning.
And make sure you join the social media revolution by liking us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at WNY News Now, where coverage comes first. And for 20...